Welcome friends. We will see today why Linux Mint is our daily driver OS. So we at Ronicle use Linux every day. We were using Windows earlier, but what happened is when Microsoft decided to end the Windows 7 support in 2020, many users like us were stranded with limited options. Upgrading to Windows 10 was very demanding. It needed much hardware resources, which was not possible without upgrading the computers. Mostly we have desktop, and most users that we have are comfortable with using a browser based application. Our application is mainly based on PHP, so running it on any browser was okay. But there are some things that we want to discuss why we selected particular Linux Mint as our daily driver instead of any other OS. What we did was we tried some Linux distros before selecting a particular distro. That's what the process that I want to tell you right now, because it is quite frustrating for a new user to select a particular Linux distro. So what we did was we first analyzed what kind of distro family exists in Linux. So we found that mainly there were 3 distros. All other distros were based on these 3 things. One was the Debian family, another was a SUSE family, and another was a Fedora family. Then we found out that Ubuntu was one of the most downloaded and most used distro by new users. So we thought of trying that first. We used it for 1 week and we found out that a lot of things were going on that we were not able to control or see, like a Snap package managers. It used to install Snap and other things that were quite irritating. Some ad was also going on, and we thought something like it was almost like Windows 10 installation. So then we came across a Linux Mint. We tried it for 1 week and we were quite happy with it. What was important was it had all the things, good things about Ubuntu, and the community removed some parts and they added some more features to Linux Mint, making it free from all the company based advertisements. We felt like we were a part of the community. Our users were happy. It used to run really well on low specs hardware. We tried the Cinnamon edition first of Linux Mint, which worked quite well. We installed it from Linux Mint website. Just go to the download, and Linux 21 is the latest ISO you can download, and from that there are other editions also, like Mate edition, XFCE edition. We tried all of them and we found that Cinnamon was just the right balance between the features that we wanted. So why are you waiting for? Like, let us try that. Another thing is we landed into some issues like installation of some particular edition, or maybe installing a latest edition of a particular software. And now in this case, the Linux community was very helpful. We tried searching for our hardware issues or software issues, and we were quite happy with the answers that we got. And there were quite good tutorials there, very helpful people. And another good thing about that was the instructions mentioned on Ubuntu were quite easily available, and we could apply the same to Linux Mint. Here, what I want to tell you is some pros and cons of Linux. They are based on our real experience. It might not reflect the real situation. It was just our personal experience that I have noted down. Let us see the pros of Linux first. The Linux operating system. like it's open source in nature. You can see what's going on, what coding people have done. You can modify it, you can patch the kernel, and we find it to be quite secure. We found some old laptops that on which we can install that and make it alive again. It is perfect for programmers like us. Software updation is very easy, unlike installing from a Windows perspective, like you have to download things and then install it. There was a really good software manager. We could just search and install things. We could customize the operating system to our liking. It has variety of distributions. Another thing I want to tell you about this DistroWatch. It is really good site if you want to see what are the popular operating systems, like Linux Mint is on the, let's see, the third ranking on DistroWatch. MX Linux is the first one. And now I want to tell you a couple of points about what cons I feel. First of all, it is very difficult to select a Linux distro for a newbie. So many options, which one you select? Everybody is talking about which one is good and which one is not. I believe you should try your first and then decide. Some basic commands you should learn, like some things only work in terminal, like some installation of a particular thing or auto removing some packages. So that basic things, once you're comfortable with it, is like very easy to get used to it. Some commercial software that we were using, like SolidWorks and Altium, does not run on Linux. So we had to make a system on which we can run those things. And the GUI development, that is very difficult in Linux. But I think with time it will be much easier to do. And we found it quite difficult to get programmers who are willing to work on Linux. In case of something goes wrong, like some Linux system you're not able to boot, you should know at least some good troubleshooting steps that you have to follow. With that, goodbye. I'll see you with more videos very soon.